How's it going, everyone? So today I'm going to talk about how to get rid of bloating in 5 minutes. So a lot of people out there, you guys get bloated in your stomach and it feels awful. I used to be exactly the same way, and for some reason I just could not figure out what was going on. My stomach was constantly hurting, I was getting cramps, and the amount of gas that I had was unreal. So what are some of the reasons that can cause bloating and gas? How do you get rid of that? Well, some of the reasons right off the bat is an intolerance to milk. In my opinion, most people are lactose intolerant, believe it or not. One thing that people don't realize though is that milk is for baby cows. That is the purpose of milk. Humans just started drinking milk because it's a good source of calcium and that it tastes good. But honestly, the real purpose of milk is for a baby cow to transform into a regular cow. That is the point of milk. Humans, adults, are not actually supposed to be drinking milk, believe it or not. So when adults do consume a lot of milk, then what happens is their stomach gets intolerant, and that's what causes the bloating and the gas. When I was a kid, you guys, and up until about a teenager, so up until about 16, I used to drink about 2 liters of milk a day. 18, 19, 20 years old, 2 to 3 liters of milk a day. My stomach handled it fine. Now I'm 25 years old, you guys. If I have more than 2 cups, so 500 milliliters of milk a day, if I have more than that, my stomach is bloated, the gas is unreal. That is right. Now, why is that, you guys? I just cannot handle milk anymore. And what I personally do is I don't drink it very often at all. I don't even drink it every single day. Sometimes I just might have it once a day just with my cereal or something like that. But in my opinion, milk is hands down the #1 cause for bloating. So if you guys are drinking lots of milk, stop it, and I guarantee you, guaranteed, then you guys will see the bloating completely diminished. Guaranteed. The second reason, if you guys eat a lot of raw vegetables are extremely hard to digest. And what happens too is because it's very high in fiber that it causes an intolerance to our stomach. So if you eat lots of vegetables and they're raw, guaranteed that is what's causing you guys that bloating. So what you can do, there's a couple of things that you can do. Is the first thing I would do is I would start cooking your vegetables. It has been proven by science that if you cook your vegetables, a little bit easier to digest and you will not feel all that bloating. So start cooking your vegetables and you will notice instantly that the bloating is gone. Another thing that you can do is still eat them raw, but deduct the amount of vegetables that you're eating. So if you eat 2 cups of vegetables a day, try eating only a quarter a cup a day raw and see what that does. Just keep deducting it until finally your stomach is not bloated anymore. Another thing that I have noticed too is lentils, chickpeas, basically any kind of lentils, beans especially, really upset the stomach, a lot of bloating. I started eating chickpeas because chickpeas are one of the healthiest foods that you can eat. They're crazy good for being healthy. Now what happened? My stomach immediately started feeling bloated and the gas was crazy. So it's not very good to be eating a high amount of chickpeas, lentils, stuff like that. Beans. I was eating a high amount, you guys. I would probably have half of a can a day just because they're so good, they're so yummy, and I can eat a lot of them and it really fills me up. One of the healthiest foods you can eat. So if you notice you're eating a lot of chickpeas, lentil, beans, that's another reason. Another cause for it could be high fiber foods. So if you guys have just recently started to get a little bit healthier, you started to make a workout program, a nutrition plan, a lot of the healthy foods that people make for their nutrition plan are generally very good foods. So what's going to happen is they're going to be very high in fiber. Now here's the thing, fiber is great, but what it can do to your body is that if you start to overload your body with a ton of fiber, then what's going to happen is you're going to get bloating and gas immediately because your body's not accustomed to that fiber. So what do? You need to slowly incorporate fiber into your diet slowly. So what I see a lot of time is people will go from literally eating 10 grams of fiber a day to just like that 40 grams of fiber. And I've done this myself. I am guilty of doing this myself. So I can't just say you guys, it is me included. You up your fiber intake way too quick. And now what happens? Boom, immediately your stomach is bloated, the gas is unreal, and that is the reason why. You have upped your fiber intake way too quickly. So if you want to increase your fiber intake, do it extremely slowly, maybe a couple of grams every other day until slowly you have reached a good intake of fiber. But guaranteed, fiber is another one of the main reasons why you get bloating or gas. So keep that in mind. Fiber is good, but too much of it can be a bad thing, and incorporating it into your nutrition plan too quickly is a bad thing as well. What are some other things, you guys? In my opinion, I have found something that it's usually not said on the internet, but bloating and gas can be caused by anxiety or nervousness. Believe it or not, I have found that especially true when I was doing some of my studying. So I was just going to school for some stuff and extremely stressed out, lots of stuff to do, lots of math, stuff like that. And this was in college, right? So every day my stomach, I would get bloated, gassy, and like I just could not figure out what it was from. It might have been, I thought it was too much fiber, then I thought it wasn't enough fiber, I thought it was milk, I thought it was high fiber foods, I thought all of the things that I knew would cause bloating and gas. It was none of those things. The minute that college course was done, you guys, my bloating was gone. It was history. And I was nervous every single day. I was nervous for that course, you guys. So that is the reason why, too. If you're feeling anxious, nervous, stuff like that, that is another reason why you may be getting bloated, gassy. So what is a way instantly that you can get rid of your bloating or your gas? What's the instant thing that you can do? In my opinion, Pepto-Bismol is number one. Guaranteed, that is my go-to. If I'm feeling extremely bloated, Pepto-Bismol, hands down, you guys, hands down. Same with gassy, Pepto-Bismol, you guys. You can also try Imodium too, because usually if you get bloated, gassy, sometimes you will get diarrhea as well, and that's super uncomfortable. So you can try Imodium as well. Imodium is more for diarrhea, stuff like that. But again, Pepto-Bismol, hands down, it will fix it instantly. That's what I found out from myself. So if my stomach's bloated, extremely gassy, and it's like, wow, this is super embarrassing, I'll pop a couple of Pepto-Bismol, 10 minutes, gone day. And then I'll figure out why I'm getting like that. I'll think to myself, did I have a lot of milk? Was it a lot of lentil, beans, high fiber foods? Was I feeling extremely anxious? Did I have a lot of vegetables today that were raw? And I have done that before. I have ate a ton of raw vegetables, and lo and behold, that was the reason why. Too many vegetables that were raw, extremely hard for your body to digest, and that's what happens. So those are just some of the reasons why you guys may be getting bloated, gassy. I know one of the main things that really isn't on the internet is the anxiousness, the nervousness. So if you guys are feeling like that, just really try to calm down, relax, or just understand that what you're doing right now, if you stop doing it, then you won't be as anxious or as nervous. And then what will happen is your bloating will go away. So that's one tip that really isn't anywhere out there, but I have found personally that can happen. So end the video. Please subscribe to my channel if you guys haven't already. Please share the video and like it. Thanks for watching.